Hey guys, Michael B. the Game Genie here, and on today's video, I've got a little bit of news for you on the Unico front. What is possibly their next home arcade being revealed? Well, mini home arcade. I'll tell you more about it right after this. So that's right, guys. Today we're going to be talking all about Unico and their potential next arcade. A lot of people in the home arcade community were very pleased with the release of the Neo Geo MVSX from Unico and have been patiently waiting for the next release in that brand of arcade consoles. However, we haven't seen anything. Arcade 1-Up's come out with new machines. iArcade's about to come out with a new machine. AtGames have released their new machines, but nothing from Unico. So Unico currently stands about 4th place in this race, and we don't know if anything else is coming out. They've done other stuff with the Phoenix home monitors, other things like that, but we haven't seen anything that's actually a new home arcade reminiscent of the MVSX. That is until today. So a post went up earlier on today on a group by Retro Ralph, the Neo Geo MVSX official group. 1.9k members would have seen this. Chris Vera posted some pictures of what appears to be the next home arcade product from Unico, and it's a strange one, guys. So if you take a look at it, this is actually looks like a mini arcade from Unico. I don't know how big this is. There's not a lot of details at this time, and maybe it was a little bit too early, but it seems like it's going to be a Visco branded arcade. 4 specific games are identified up top on the bezel. This looks a lot like a Neo Geo product. Androdunos, Breaker's Revenge, Drift Out, and I can't see what the other game is there. I apologize. I'm not that familiar with Visco's games. But you move on. Here's the side. It says Alligator. I don't know what's going on here. And then on the other side, Alligator again, Games Expert, and then there's the planes from Androdunos. I want to go back here to the first picture. You can see one of the things that people have been clamoring for is for a Unico MVSX product that actually had the 4 buttons. As we know, with the MVSX release, it came with a 6-button control pad. Excuses were made that it was for different fighting combinations depending on which way fighters like their buttons, but the question is, was it actually put in there for the high-low hack to enable 6 buttons, which is the optimum number of buttons for a modded cabinet? But as Chris Vera posts, looks like Unico is distributing a mini Visco arcade cabinet with Visco licensed Neo Geo titles. Kind of looks like a mini MVSX. So guys, I find this to be very interesting timing for this little bit of news to release and to leak, and for us to be talking specifically about Visco games. As we know, the Neo Geo, there were, I think it's like 8. The iArcade have released 8 Neo Geo Visco games on the iArcade. I would assume that's maybe what's on this potential mini arcade. Now, I've recently come into contact with Visco because of I actually came across a sequel for Visco's probably their most popular game on the Neo Geo, which is Androdunos. So Androdunos 2. So that brought me into the space of learning about Visco last week, and also Pixel Heart Studios, who I think have the Visco license right now. So Androdunos 2, I streamed that last week. I've been playing it. Great game. I actually afterwards went and bought Androdunos on the iArcade, and I've been having a blast with it. Great shmup. Wish I had known about it before. But guys, going back and looking at this cabinet, I don't know exactly how big it is. Maybe this is like a countercade version of the MVSX itself. I don't believe that this is in fact a full-size MVSX. Maybe it could be anything from a mini to a countercade. We'll have to see when we get more information. All we have so far are these very basic pictures that have been released on the Neo Geo webpage from Chris Vera. Maybe somebody from Unico can comment on what they're doing. What's interesting about it is the rumor that Unico had lost the license to the Neo Geo branding and license. And then when they do release a mini product, instead of just doing a mini Neo Geo MVSX, which is where the money is and will make the most sense, they do a Visco product, which arguably could be even more obscure. So guys, like I said, this is definitely a strange one. I don't know if this is something that will eventually come out, early prototype shots, what it is. But like I just said, I mean, this is a company, I think all of us were waiting to see what the next big step was from Neo Geo. A lot of people had hoped for a Capcom Big Blue Unico project. I don't know if that's possible because I know Arcade 1-Up pretty much has that license locked down. We didn't know what was next, but I don't think anybody thought it would actually be like a step back. And I'm not saying anything negative about Visco or Pixel Hearts games. Obviously, these games are awesome. I really, really like Androdunos. I haven't played Breaker's Revenge. I'm going to go back and look through them, but it seemed like a good company, published some good games. But, I mean, this is definitely a very obscure product with a very minute niche market base that you're reaching out to and trying to sell a Visco branded arcade to. So very strange. Again, not a final product. I can't find any listings for it, so I don't know if it's available for sale yet or not. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think. Are you surprised at this maybe the next product in the home arcade space from Unico? Is this something you're interested in? Do you think there's a market for it? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the video today. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.